Winter is no longer just coming. It has arrived in the hearts of the people of Westeros. In Episode 4 of Game of Thrones, secrets grow darker, loyalties begin to crack, and every character fights their own silent battle. This episode doesn't rely on giant wars or dragons. Instead, it builds tension through politics, betrayal, ambition, and emotional pain, making it one of the most important episodes of Season 1. The episode opens in Winterfell. Bran Stark continues suffering after his fall from the tower. He can no longer walk, and the once energetic boy now feels hopeless. Then Tyrion Lannister surprises him with a special design for a saddle that will allow Bran to ride horses again. Even though Tyrion belongs to the family responsible for Bran's suffering, he shows unexpected kindness. Bran finally gains small piece of hope. At Castle Black, Jon trains with the new recruits. Because he was raised in Winterfell by noble warriors, Jon is naturally much stronger and more skilled than the others. He defeats them easily during practice fights. But Ser Alliser Thorne, the cruel master-at-arms, constantly insults Jon and the other boys. He especially humiliates Samwell Tarly, a soft and overweight recruit who cannot fight properly. Sam is terrified of violence. He is mocked by everyone around him and treated like a joke. Jon initially sees Sam as weak, but later learns the truth about him. Sam explains that his father forced him to join the Night's Watch because he considered him a disgrace to the family. Sam was never trained to be a warrior. He loves books, learning, and knowledge instead of fighting. Jon decides to protect Sam from the other recruits. This marks the beginning of an important friendship that will shape the future of Westeros. In the Dothraki camp, Daenerys asked Jorah Mormont why he left Westeros and came to live in exile. At first, Jorah seems uncomfortable discussing it, but eventually he tells her the truth that he explains that he was once a respected knight. But he made terrible choices because of love. Desperate for gold, Jorah committed a serious crime. He sold poachers into slavery. In Westeros, slavery is forbidden, especially in the north where Eddard Stark rules with strict honor and justice. When Ned Stark discovered what Jorah had done, he traveled to Bear Island to execute him for his crimes. But instead of facing justice, Jorah fled across the narrow sea and became an exile. Sansa Stark continues dreaming about marrying Prince Joffrey and becoming queen someday. She imagines a perfect fairy tale life in the capital. But reality slowly begins showing its darker side. Septa Mordane teaches Sansa proper behavior expected from noble ladies. Sansa tries desperately to fit into the elegant culture of King's Landing. Sansa wants to belong in the South. In King's Landing, Ned Stark begins investigating the mysterious death of Jon Arryn, the former Hand of King. Before dying, Jon Arryn was asking strange questions about the king's children and researching noble family bloodlines. Ned visits Grand Maester Pycelle, who shows him a large book recording the appearance of noble families through generations. At first, Ned does not fully understand its importance, but this clue will eventually reveal a shocking secret. Ned also learns that Jon Arryn visited one of King Robert's bastard children shortly before his death. The deeper Ned investigates, the more dangerous things become. King's Landing is like a giant web filled with hidden spiders. Arya continues her secret sword training with Syrio Farrell, the former First Sword Bravos. Syrio teaches Arya that sword fighting is like dancing. Speed, balance, and awareness matter more than brute strength. His lessons are not only physical. Ned asks Arya about her future. He describes the life expected of noble women in Westeros, marrying a lord, living in a castle, and raising children who will grow into knights and ladies. But Arya quietly responds, "That's not me." The line is simple, but incredibly powerful. Two of the most mysterious characters in the capital continue observing everything from the shadows. Littlefinger appears friendly and humorous, but beneath his smile lies endless ambition. He owns brothels throughout the city and uses secrets as weapons. Varys, meanwhile, gathers information through his network of spies called Little Birds. Neither man openly chooses sides because both understand that knowledge is more powerful than swords. Littlefinger tells Ned Stark that trusting people in King's Landing is dangerous. Everyone plays the game for personal gain. Across the narrow sea, Daenerys Targaryen's story takes a major turn. At the beginning of the series, Daenerys was frightened, powerless, and controlled by her abusive brother Viserys. But now she slowly begins finding strength within herself. Viserys becomes increasingly jealous and angry because he realizes he is losing control over her. Viserys insults the Dothraki and threatens Daenerys, yet she remains calm and confident. This transformation is subtle but powerful. The frightened girl sold into marriage is slowly becoming a queen. The episode also gives viewers more insight into Sandor Clegane, known as the Hound. Unlike most knights, the Hound openly mocks the idea of honor and chivalry. He serves the royal family not because he believes in justice, but because he understands the ugly truth about power. We also learn about his terrifying older brother, Gregor Clegane, the Mountain. As children, Gregor burned Sandor's face in a fire, simply because Sandor played with one of his toys. This horrifying story explains Sandor's hatred of knights and false heroism. To the world, knights are symbols of honor. To Sandor, they're monsters hiding behind shiny armor. Cersei knows Ned Stark begins investigating the mysterious death of Jon Arryn. She approaches Ned in a calm and controlled manner, but beneath her elegance lies sharp calculation. Unlike many characters in court, Cersei never hides the fact that power matters more than morality. During their conversation, they discuss the political tensions between the Starks and the Lannisters. Ned is still angry about the attack on his son Bran and the growing influence of the Lannister family over King Robert. The final scene of this episode is biggest turning point of the season. Tyrion Lannister is traveling south after leaving the Wall, relaxed and cheerful as usual. He enters the crowded inn expecting a normal stop during his journey. But the atmosphere changes instantly when he sees Catelyn Stark sitting inside. For a brief moment, both characters freeze in surprise. Catelyn had secretly traveled south earlier in the season to investigate the attempted murder of Bran. She believes the assassin used a dagger belonging to Tyrion Lannister. Because of this, she suspects Tyrion may have been involved in the plot against her son. Tyrion, however, appears genuinely confused to see her there. He calmly greets her with respect, unaware of the danger waiting for him. The room becomes silent and tense. Catelyn stands up and takes control of the situation. In a powerful and commanding speech, she calls upon the knights and soldiers loyal to her father, Lord Hoster Tully. Many men in the inn know her and respect House Stark and House Tully. Catelyn declares that Tyrion Lannister is accused of plotting to murder Bran Stark. She orders the men to seize Tyrion and take him prisoner. The entire inn erupts into chaos as armed men surround Tyrion. This ending is incredibly important because it officially escalates the conflict between the Starks and the Lannisters. Until now, tension existed mostly through suspicion and political arguments. But Tyrion's arrest transforms suspicion into direct action.
Make sure to subscribe the channel so you can watch more videos like this.